Welcome to the Richard Stewart Show. My name is Richard Stewart. I'm a former national team player for the Canadian national team who won a silver medal for Canada in the 91 games in Sheffield, England. I also played at St. Joseph's University NCAA Division I in the Atlantic 10 Conference.
Stewart again down the lane, no foul, they let him have it. Richard has 19.
Currently, I own Advanced Basketball Canada, a program that teaches kids how to play basketball from the fundamentals to the more advanced. Two of the notable players that I've trained are Dillon who plays for the Memphis Grizzlies,
and Brooks will go and jam it with the right hand off the setup by Moran.
And Ignas Brazdeikiz,
Brazdeikiz to steal, some contact, and we play on. Brazdeikiz,
who plays for the New York Knicks. I also train ladies, and the ladies that are in university and have played in Europe as well. So I have a lot of ladies who have trained and are playing basketball. Welcome to the Richard Stewart Show. My name is Richard Stewart. Hey, true believers, I have a treat for you today. A young man who played with me at St. Joseph's University in Philadelphia, an overachiever, a man who played professionally with the Philadelphia Spirit and also played against the Globetrotters with the Washington Generals, the team that always plays the Globetrotters. Just a great friend of mine, a Philly guy. His dad is also just a history maker in Philadelphia basketball and comes from a basketball family. His wife played basketball on the NCAA level. He has two kids playing NCAA basketball. So again, just a treat to have him on our show. He's no mystery to the guys in Philly. My friend, Chris Gardler. Chris, how are you, my friend?
Great, Rich. Thanks for having me on your show.
Hey, man, thank you for coming on today. It's a beautiful day here in Toronto. Nice breeze, a little bit of sun. What's it like there out in the suburbs of Philadelphia?
Absolutely beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky, 75 degrees, no humidity. Just a beautiful day.
Oh, man, you must be
outside playing hoops.
Yeah, I know. You talk little hoops, you know what I mean? Some barbecue, a cold one. I can envision you doing that for some reason.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
Well, you know, I'm glad to have you on the program. People in Toronto don't know about you, but the people in Philadelphia know you as an overachiever, as an overcomer, as a success. And I just wanted to touch on a couple of things that's important in terms of these days and times. Give me an idea what's Philly like right now, currently. What's the protest situation like? How's your family? You guys safe?
Yeah, everybody's safe. Obviously, we're very upset about what happened 2 weeks ago. There's been protests. There's actually been some looting in Philly, but most of the protests since the first couple days have been very peaceful. We've had some at a couple intersections. I live in the suburb of Philadelphia, so the last 2 days we've had some Black Lives Matter protests, which have been very peaceful and it was great. They got the message out, and I think everybody's attention, and there's some momentum to address all these issues that we've been having.
Well, you know what you're saying about those things. I remember when we were at St. Joe's and the environment on campus was very good, and our teammates trusted and loved each other and cared about each other, looked out for each other. You know, I remember going on the roads a couple of times, and we'd go to different parties here and there, but, one guy would say, hey, man, you got a little point guard of yours, we're going to get him. I'm like, nah, you can't talk about Chris like that. I was like, nah, that's my boy. That's my point guard. You ain't doing that. You ain't doing that. So we looked out for each other. So I know that in our little community that we've been together for a long time, and I count you and your wife, Katie was a great basketball player at St. Joe's and just love my kid's mother. They have a great relationship together. I remember that my kid's mom was there when your first kid was born, walked right into that delivery room, so we have history. It's about love between us, and with love we'll get through this. Let me switch up a little bit. Tell me your journey and how you got to St. Joe's. Tell me how you got to St. Joe's first of all. It's interesting.
Sure. So my father was a Catholic. You mentioned him earlier. He passed away about 2 years ago.
Buddy Gardler. Buddy Gardler.
Catholic. Yep, Buddy Gardler. He was a long-time Catholic League coach, 40-plus years. When he had retired, he had the most wins in the Catholic League at the time. And since Speedy Morris, who was the LaSalle coach when we played, now has it. So I've always been vertically challenged. I topped out at 5'8", but in high school I was 5'5", 130 as a senior, and didn't have a lot of interest in college other than a couple small schools in the area. I went to Widener, who was 2 years prior was in the Final Four of the Division III tournament. They needed a point guard, and they had 4 really, really good players coming back. They had Lou Stevens, whose son plays for Penn State now, who's going to be in the draft this year. His father was 2,000-point scorer, a Division III All-American. He was a junior, and had 3 really good leaders as seniors on the team. So all I had to do was come in and step in and play. And had a very, very good freshman year. We got very far. Got to the Elite Eight. Lost to get to the Final Four in overtime, but a very, very good team. Had another year at Widener and got a little bit bigger, stronger, worked on my game, and I always had a goal that I wanted to play at a higher level. And it happened to work out where I transferred to Bucket Textile with the legendary Herb McGee as a coach.
Yes, Herb McGee.
A point guard, I would have to sit out. Yep. Herb McGee has 1,100 wins. He's just an absolute legend, shooting coach.
Yep.
And so I ended up at Textile first semester, but the NCAA ruled that I was not allowed to play there. That some things happened that would not allow me to play at Textile. So I ended up the second semester of my year I sat out, ending up at St. Joe's. Pick Brown, who was one of your teammates, he didn't finish school, and they needed, and St. Joe's needed a point guard.
All right, cool. Let me stop you there, Chris. Let me stop you there because I want to back up just a bit so people can understand, because you're a 5'8", and I saw you. You came up for a couple of scrimmages up at St. Joe's. I think I remember you a couple of pickup games, and I'm looking at you. I'm like, and there people are saying, okay, this kid, we're gonna have him come to St. Joe's. I'm like, really? What? I'm like, come on. And then, because I knew Pick, and Pick was a good friend of mine, and his family. I remember when I came to Philadelphia, his mom and his dad cooked some dinner for me, and his family has just treated me golden. And Pick was cool with me, but Pick had some issues and had to deal with his issues in his way. And so I'm like, okay, this guy. So I saw you play, and you didn't play at 5'8", dude. You played like you were a 6'5" guard. You were thick. You're like a bulldog. So you worked on your body. So I want people to understand, and kids to understand what it's all about, because all these kids are used to LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Tatum, all these guys, big guards. Well, no, you were not a big guard, but you developed your body in the weight room. You were like a pit bull, and for body type. And when you jump for a jump shot, my gosh, you were up in the air, man. And your speed was good, your vision was good, your passing was good. The left-hand pass was there, bounce pass. Now, you found me on the wing quite a few times, which I enjoy, which was good. A couple of dunks here and there. You threw that through to me. I like that. Point guard. So I was sold on you, my friend. But I want kids to understand, that you overcame a lot to get to NCAA Division I. The 9-10 tournament. I mean, the 9-10, Chris, back then was a good league. I mean, Tim Perry, Mark Macon, Garrick and Owens at Rhode Island. You were playing against some guys who can ball. So I'm a fan of yours, and thrilled that you made it to St. Joe's. And you afforded yourself well. Tell me about your kids, man. Well, before we go to your kids, tell me about after you graduated from St. Joe's. How did you end up with the Washington Generals to play against the Harlem Globetrotters? And what was that like in that type of atmosphere with the Globetrotters? Because that's historic stuff. That's historic.
Yep. Well, in my senior year, there was a league, United States Basketball League, which was an 8 teams. They had a tryout in Philadelphia, or actually at St. Joe's. And they were going to have a Philadelphia team, the Philadelphia Spirit. So a coach at St. Joe's said, well, why don't you just try out? And they had about 80 people. You remember the old green gym at St. Joe's, Richard? They had about 80 guys show up and had a tryout. Yes. And it was just a free agent tryout, and I went and did pretty well. So they invited from those 80 people about 20 to now they have the team where they had, like Dallas Comegys, Tony Costner, Rodney Blake, Tim Legler, Michael Anderson, Snoop Graham, these bunch of guys that either played in the NBA or first-round pick. And they had drafted Mr. Jennings who played in the NBA. He was my size as well. So we went head to head every day for about 2 weeks.
Wow.
And they eventually told me I was going to be on the taxi squad, and they ended up making a trade where they traded Mr. Jennings to another team who thought he would, be happier with more playing time somewhere else.
Sure.
We had Michael Anderson and some good guards.
Oh yeah.
Manuel Davis was a rookie like me on the team. They had to carry 4 rookies, and Manuel Davis was also a rookie out of Delaware State. He ended up playing 7 or 8 years in the NBA with the Sonics.
Yeah, Supersonics.
We had Tim Legler played in the league. So, I got on that team. We ended up winning the league, and from that, a scout for the Washington Generals was at a couple of our games and said, he would be a good fit. They're going to the Far East starting October 2nd, and got a call in July asking if I was interested to travel. And it worked out great. Did the Far East tour for 2 months, came home for about 3 weeks, and then did the U.S. tour for about another third.
How do you find that, Chris? I mean, the Globetrotters are iconic around the world. I mean, the entertainment, there's a business side to it, of course, but entertainment, how did you find that? Did you have a good time with that? How was the fans? How was that?
Well, we had a chance. I mean, one of the things I think, was great as being a young guy to be able to travel to China, Japan, Korea, Singapore, did Saipan, the Philippines. I did Thanksgiving in Korea, where the DMZ.
Yeah, I've been there.
China the China for 3 weeks. You just realize how great of a country the U.S. is when you get to see these other places.
Yes.
And just the experiences were really, really, they were actually life-changing. And when I got back, I was grateful for the things that I had.
You know what, man? I understand what you're saying to me, and I think a lot of our audience doesn't understand what you're saying. Like, when I traveled with the Canadian national team to all these places, Korea, I saw the DMZ myself, and a lot of these places we went to, Italy, France, Spain, Germany, all these places, you look at America, you look at Canada, and you say to yourself, my gosh, are we blessed? Aren't we blessed?
Yeah.
It opens your worldview, doesn't it? It opens your eyes, it opens your mind. And so I'd love for everyone to, and that's why I do training now, Chris. I train kids now. And I had an opportunity to do some virtual training with your son. I mean, the kid is a beast. First of all, your son's a beast. I mean, everything I tell him to do is yes, sir, and he goes 100, coach, yes, sir, 100 miles an hour. I'm like, whoa, that is Chris's kid. Looks exactly, spit in the image of you. You can't deny that one, bro. That's not the mailman or the milkman. That's your kid. You know what I'm saying? That's your kid. So, just a great kid. Your daughter's at Villanova, and Katie, your wife, had said to me, hey, Richard, can you give her some pointers? And your daughter it has talents. She's talented, good-looking kid, talented, but she has options, and I can see that in her. That basketball doesn't have to be the only thing for her. She's gonna go some places doing other things, and just great kids, great family. They have the love of the game just like you. I can see that at different levels for both of them. But I'm just thrilled with you, man. Tell me something. What are you doing now in terms of your career, and what's in store for you? I would like to thank our sponsor.
No City Snacks! No City Snacks! No City Snacks! No City Snacks!
Well, I've been working for a company called Red Wing Shoe Company for the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. So it's a privately held company.
Yes.
Salesman on the road for them. Mm-hmm. But I also coach the high school that's about 3 blocks from my house.
Wonderful.
That my son played at. And my other son is going to be an 8th grader, and he'll end up going there as well, I believe.
Okay.
And I still have my hand in the game, but got to pay the bills, and
absolutely,
got to do some things out in the corporate world too.
Absolutely, you got to pay those bills. I understand that. The world is going, and you have to do what you've got to do. I can't wait to get back to Philadelphia, man, to visit with you guys, to see you guys. Love to see your little 8-year-old, to give him some pointers. I know you've got all the connections you need for him, but every little bit helps. Just like with my son, he went on to San Antonio drafted him. He went to Argentina and then came back with San Antonio and played on their G League team. I got to see him play up here in Toronto. That's before Siakam was a superstar, but Siakam had gifts. But they were both the same size, and they were both going at each other. And as a ball player, I love that, right? I love my kid, but I love to see him and someone else going at it like that at that level. And Siakam had to guard him straight and strong, and I was just so proud of my son. So I know you're proud of your kids, your daughter. Tell me, for all the St. Joe's people out there, how the heck does your daughter end up at Villanova? What's wrong with you, man? Come on now, man. What kind of bad parenting is that?
Bad parenting. So for people that don't know, that is like
poison.
I don't know. It's the holy war. Villanova does not like St. Joe's, and St. Joe's does not like Villanova.
No.
And I mentioned my dad. He played at St. Joe. I played there. My wife did. And Katie actually was coaching at St. Joe when she was sort of starting to get recruited, and stopped coaching because you give your kids options, and they want to choose their own path.
Sure.
And, she loves St. Joe's, but she really, really liked Villanova. And as a parent, I was proud of her to make an independent decision.
Sure.
And as a parent of 4, I was really happy because it's 7 miles from my house. So start playing and not have to travel 3 hours or 2 hours. I St. Joe's, that was the next best thing.
That's good stuff. I'm jesting, and I love to see kids. As you know, what we do now, what I do now, it's about investing in young people. And I remember my time at St. Joe's, and Villanova with Rolly Massimino was the coach. Villanova had just built their brand new spanking arena, and this is for all you St. Joe's and Villanova people watching. We'll give you a nice story here. And Villanova inaugural game. Okay, St. Joe's. All right, St. Joe's Villanova, as Chris said, guys, is our main rival. If you beat Villanova, you are king, and you could lose every game on the calendar. But if you beat Villanova, you're kings. Yeah, pretty much. So we go up to their brand spanking new arena, and we beat them there. What happened was we were down by 4. No, we were down by 3. I think it was Mike Schock, your boy Mike Schock, got a rebound, threw it to Ivan Pick-Brown, our point guard. I'm streaking down the right wing. Ivan throws me the ball. I'm usually going to the basket. I'm a dunker slasher. But I said, let me pull up, because I forget who the guy was that closed off the lane. And I pulled up 2 dribbles from the 3-point line and knocked down a jumper off the backboard high. So now we're down by 1. And Rolly Massimino looks at me, and I'm running by him and look at him, and I run back down on defense. They call timeout. They come down, run a play, they miss. Ivan Brown gets the rebound. I'm sprinting the wing thinking he's going to throw it to me again, because this time I'm going for the dunk this time to win this thing. And he takes it and goes up and shoots a jumper. Now, Ivan shoots jumpers here and there, but he wasn't like money with his jumper. The thing goes in, the buzzer goes off, the place goes crazy. You have signs, you have things going. Dude, the place goes bananas. And it took a while, and then we got to shaking hands, and Rolly Massimino says to me, "Good game, Stewart." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. If Rolly Massimino says good game, Stewart, you've done a good job." Because Rolly is a Hall of Fame coach. We go back on campus. Every tree on the campus of St. Joseph's University has toilet paper strewn over it. Every building has toilet paper strewn over it. I mean, the ugliest guy on campus, he has a girlfriend that night, ladies and gentlemen. That's how. Am I right or wrong, Chris? Am I right or wrong?
Oh, you're 100% right. It's a big game.
Big game.
In Philadelphia.
Big game.
Yep.
So we had some good times, and I'm just thankful to have you on the program. Tell me now, what's happening with you in terms of your coaching career? Are you going to be getting into university coaching? Do you think the NCAA is opening it back up in September? What's your thought?
You know what? I love the level that I'm at. I help a little bit with AAU. I help coach my daughter's AAU team. The high school thing is perfect level for me. So yeah, I'm content to where I'm at. We're hoping that the kids get back on campus this fall, and that things get back to normal. We're hearing different messages, but I believe Villanova right now, from what I'm hearing, has every intention to have kids on campus. My son's going to go to University of Sciences, which is Division II school in the NCAA, and they're planning on being back on campus as well. So hopefully we get the season, and the kids be able to play, and There's going to be some changes, but I think we'll have a season.
Wonderful. That's great. That's great to hear. Listen, Chris, thank you for your time, my friend. I can't wait to get down to Philly when the border is open. I'm going to come down and see you guys. But thanks for being on the program. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Gardler, a great teammate of mine, and I'm just so thankful for having him on the program. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Richard. Thanks. Have a great one.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember what we say on this program. Little things turn into big things. God bless you.